everyone, this is Dina Shabib, and welcome to another episode of our podcast, Designing Your Life, a podcast that aims to inspire you to create the life you want. Each week on Designing Your Life, we'll be sharing stories, experiences, and tips that will help you gain insights on what you can do to create your perfect life, no matter what that looks like for you. We'll be addressing topics such as finding the right career for you, turning your passion into reality, common career mistakes, when to start your own business, and finding balance in life as a working mom, just to name a few. And I hope that by listening, you feel inspired to design the life of your dreams. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Designing Your Life. Today, I want to talk to you about morning routines and how they can make or break your day. Have you ever noticed that when you wake up late and rush to leave the house, you tend to feel rushed and behind for most of your day? Like you just can't catch up? On the contrary, have you ever noticed that when you're having a relaxing morning, you're taking your time to get things done in your day, the rest of the day actually seems easier and you feel better? I wanted to share a couple of studies that were done around this space. One study that was done on more than 85,000 people found that the earlier you sleep, the happier you might be. Interesting, huh? Another study, examining more than 5,000 people over a period of 25 years, found that high-achieving people tend to make their bed in the morning every day. According to the study, making your bed each morning allows your mind to enter a state of productivity and can spark a momentum for other productive tasks throughout your day. So what do all these things have in common? They're all related to having a good morning routine. So what even is a morning routine? It's a set of habits or steps that you go through when you wake up. Today, I want to talk to you about my morning routine, what it's done for me, and how it's developed with time. I never was one for being intentional with my days. I didn't even make my own bed until the last couple of years of college. I never saw the point in it. I'm just going to mess it up again in 12 hours, so why do the extra work? However, recently, I've become a lot more intentional with how I design my days and how I spend my time. And a big part of that is how I design my mornings. So I started a few years ago when I wanted to incorporate meditation into my daily routine. And I knew that for me, mornings were the best time. They were the only time that I felt I could truly commit to doing something. So I decided to start very small. I added 3 minutes of meditation to my mornings. That's it, just 3 minutes. So who doesn't have 3 minutes? I didn't even need to wake up any earlier, and that for me was very important because I was not willing to compromise on my sleep, not even 3 minutes of my sleep. So I did the 3 minutes, and then I built on it. 3 minutes turned to 5, then to 7, then to 10, and eventually 15. So I was doing 15 minutes of meditation first thing in the morning. And when I got to 15 minutes, I decided to wake up 15 minutes earlier because now I really saw the benefits from this and it became a habit that I really enjoyed every morning. The big change to my routine happened in 2020 when the world changed and I was blessed with a lot more time on my hands. I wanted to incorporate reading and writing to my daily habits as well, so I decided to set aside 1 hour, my first hour, to be my me time, the time that I spend doing the things that will enrich me and prepare me to have an awesome day. So I plan to be up between 5 and 6 a.m., depending on how my week looks in terms of evening activities. So if I'm staying up late, then it's closer to 6. If I have early nights, then it's closer to 5 a.m. And I feel that flexibility has really allowed me to stick to this routine. So here's what my routine looks like. I wake up as soon as I hear the alarm. I don't snooze. For me, I find that snoozing is just a waste of time because usually I'm not going to get the same quality of sleep after I snooze. So why snooze? I'll grab my phone, turn off the alarm. I'll open WhatsApp just to see if there's anything critical. I don't actually read messages. I'll just look at the preview. And most of the time, there is nothing that can't wait another couple of hours. Then I'll get out of bed, wash up, and then I'll pray and meditate. Then I work out. My workouts change from day to day. Sometimes it's a run outside, sometimes it's just some stretches, and sometimes I skip the morning workout altogether if I have plans to go for a run or a swim later in the day with a friend. Then I'll make coffee and I'll journal for 10 to 15 minutes. This has been an amazing habit. I just write whatever I want. Sometimes it's half a page of gratitude, and sometimes it's 3 pages of anything that's on my mind. And I found that this really helps me get all my thoughts on paper and clear my mind. Sometimes it even helps me work through challenges or find solutions to a problem, or even just come up with great new ideas. Then I'll read a bit or watch an online class. Some days, when I have a lighter schedule, I'll extend the reading a bit. On weekends, my routine is longer, more of the same, but without a time limit, and it often includes 2 breakfasts and a lot more reading. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there are days when this does not work out the way I plan, like when I'm traveling with family or when I'm babysitting my 8-month nephew. Sometimes your mornings just start with a bang before you even expect it. But the idea is to try and have less of those crazy mornings and more of the ones that you want. So, what has designing my mornings done for me? It's done a lot. And I think mainly and firstly, I have become a lot more calmer in my days. I ease into my day and things flow and they are easier and happier. I wake up earlier, so I naturally have a head start on my day. On days that I get up at 5, I'm usually at my desk by 6. And there's something magical about getting things done that early in the day. I've often found myself done with work before noon because I'm super focused and you don't get a lot of interruptions that early in the day, so you just get things done faster. I've also connected a lot more with nature. So when I go outside before sunrise for a run or a swim, I get to experience a beautiful sunrise and a gorgeous beach early in the day. And I usually actually have the whole place to myself to enjoy it quietly. And even if I do see other people, they're usually happy and pleasant, minding their own business, because pissed off people don't usually go out for a run at 5 a.m. I also think it's important for me to highlight things that I avoid in the morning. So things that I will not do. So, for example, I do not check my emails early in the morning. I don't read my messages early in the morning. And I won't reply to anyone, to a voice note or call someone back that early in the morning because I just feel that most things can wait till 7 o'clock. That being said, I'd like to share a couple of tips that I've learned along the way that I felt that were really helpful for me while I was tweaking my routine and while I was designing the morning that I want. So the first tip, I think, is to try and have a couple of versions of the routine. So I have my 1 hour version that I try and incorporate every day, but then I also have a short 15-minute version that I incorporate on days where I might be traveling or have to go to an airport really early or I have a super early meeting. At least I'll be able to get that 15 minutes in. Also, start simple and build on it. So I think that if I did not start with those 3 minutes of meditation, just keeping it as simple as all I want is 3 minutes, I wouldn't have been able to build up to where I'm at today. Also, don't put pressure on yourself. Take it easy, be flexible, and relax. At the end of the day, this is something fun and enjoyable, and it should add value to your day and not make you more stressed. Also, keep it realistic. So if you know that you are not able to go to bed early, then maybe 5 a.m. is not the right time for you. Maybe it should be closer to 6. Maybe it should be closer to 7. So don't put goals that are too out there because then you're only setting yourself up for disappointment. And finally, prepare things the night before. So I found that this is super helpful because the last thing you want to do is make decisions at 5 in the morning. So if I'm planning to go for a run, then I'm going to have my running clothes out in front of me, easy to see from the night before, so that all I have to do is get dressed and I'm ready to go. I don't have to sit and think, okay, where are my shoes and which socks do I want to wear? And that's really helpful. So by being more mindful about how you choose to spend your mornings and designing a morning routine that works for you, you'll be able to have a much smoother day, and you'd be prepared to tackle whatever your day has in store for you. And there's no more rushing in the morning. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the podcast and feel free to share it with anyone that you think might benefit from it. It would be amazing if you could leave a review to help other listeners learn more about this podcast.